this always happens with social upheaval and major catastrophes, that a whole flood of new vocabulary comes into the language very suddenly, and we have to deal with it. We have to process it and understand it, and then even start using it. And that's what happened this year from February on.
And the really interesting thing for me about language is it's constantly changing. I'm just wondering, have we seen an evolution of the language throughout the pandemic?
Oh yeah, and I've been recording it since the first new language appeared back in February, and there have been sort of three distinct waves. The first wave was all the medical and scientific jargon that we had to try to learn and understand. Second wave was when ordinary people started to create their own language, to talk about their own new reality, and there were no official words for that. Things like doomscrolling, quarantini, making yourself a quarantini. So people themselves started to take control of the language. More recently, we've seen a new wave of language, which is all about new restrictions, bubbles, tiers in the UK. So there have been successive waves as the language, to use a horrible term, went viral during the year.
And is that here to stay? Is that something we're going to use beyond 2021, 2022, whenever this pandemic ends? Or is this something that is just going to fizzle out?
Well, a lot of people have asked this, and I think it's difficult to predict, because a lot of the words that came in wartime, with war, which is another case when new language gets into the national conversation, a lot of that language stayed with us. But I hope and I think that if the medical priorities disappear or subside, we just won't need a lot of this language anymore. But working from home, I think a lot of people have not only had to do it, but realized that perhaps it's quite a good idea in some cases, distance teaching, remote office working. So I think that language is going to stay with us for a long time.